Hey, this is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Wednesday, July 15th, 2020. And this morning we saw the markets gap up pretty sizably. They went sideways for a while, then broke lower and are now starting to pop as we come in closer to the closing portion of the day. So what I want to do is look at that type of price action as we approach the close. And I'm going to be looking at gapping up. So we gapped up above the prior day high. And we're forming a candlestick where we've got a lot of what will be a wick at the bottom of the daily candlestick. So our open is up here in the top portion of the range. We're currently trading in the top portion of the range, actually a little bit closer to the highs than the middle. So what I'm going to do is just set that up in Discover, and we'll take a look at what that has looked like historically going into the close. I'm going to use all four instruments in this, and we're going to use an intraday time-based entry. And we will use 3 p.m. Eastern Time as the time that it'll enter, and it will enter as a long. Exit at the close 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, to keep as many samples as possible, I'm not going to dive into the exact opening area. I'm just going to be generic with it and keep gap up. I'm sure this will change, though, if you add a little bit more context around the opening area, but I'm a little afraid that we'll lose too many samples if I do that right now, so I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to go into the post-open filters, and I am going to build out this price action. And the price action I was trying to describe there and that we're currently seeing as of now, the market's moving right now, so the market may move to a different position by the time 3 p.m. rolls around. So I don't know that this will be true or not at the moment of 3 p.m. Eastern Time, but I'm going to go ahead and define it anyway as opening in the top 25% of the intraday range. That is true as of now, and we were just trading in the top 25% of the intraday range, which is going to mean the daily candlestick will have a long lower wick on it, specifically for the ES. And then I'm going to go into indicators and just put that it is in a similar market environment. So above the 200-day moving average, above the 10-day moving average, and hit view results. All right, here we go. So this pattern, again, is based upon gapping up, and then the open is in the top 25% of the range, and the price at 3 p.m. Eastern Time is also in the top 25% of the daily range. Went above the 10 and 200-day moving average. When that has happened, historically, if you had entered at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, you would have had 41 samples within our database, 48 in the NASDAQ, 40 in the YM, 34 in the Russell. So not a ton of samples, but all of these having around 40 or so a piece. And looking at the win rates on these, they are coming in a little bit weak on average. So ES looks like it's the weakest at 34%. NASDAQ just a little under 50-50, YM a little under 50-50, and Russell down around 40% at 41. So as a group, these have been a little bit weaker into the close when forming this type of pattern. So historically, not the most bullish scenario as it approaches the close. Let's take a look at these average wins to average loss. So ES, weak win rate, just 34%, but when it wins bigger than when it loses. So that's how you get a win rate of only 34%, but historically it's actually made a little bit of profits there. NASDAQ, a little bit larger average win than loss. YM, fairly similar, but the win is just a touch larger, and Russell, a little bit larger average win than loss. So as a group, we saw all four of those have larger winning trades on the long side than the losing trades. However, the win rates on them were all weak. So historically, it has favored larger moves to the upside than the downside, but they just don't happen all that frequently, is what this data is telling us. So hopefully you found that interesting. Good luck the rest of the day, and we will see you next time.